Hey everyone, this is Miko from the Permit Empire. I want to thank you so much for those of you who are tuning into this video tonight. And I appreciate even those of you who catch this on the replay. I wanted to jump in here today, make a real quick video about just about the different forms and those things that are needed as it pertains to permit running. I first want to start though by just thanking every one of you who have signed up for the Permit Runner Boot Camp. That workshop, as you may know, is coming up this May 13th. It's in 2 weeks, right? It's 2 Saturdays away. So it's May 13th. It's Saturday. We're going to go over some permit information as to getting your business started and just walking you through the process a little bit to just ask how this goes, right? So for all of you who have signed up, I want to let you know that I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you again Saturday, May 13th. I appreciate it again. And I look forward to seeing you. So again, I wanted to just jump in here really quick. I get asked so much about the different forms that are needed for permit runners, right? And I know a lot of times that is one of those things that kind of get you stuck. It kind of gets you like, okay, I don't know what I should be submitting. I don't know. Does the contractor know? Who knows what's going on? I don't know, right? So I wanted to address that a little bit because I get that all the time and I get it, right? It's one of those things. Like I'm not even always sure what forms need to be submitted. So it's super important to kind of have that information. Sometimes your client is depending on what your answer is or what your response is. They don't know exactly themselves what they need for this permit submission. They may be installing a fence at a property and this is something that they don't normally do, that they don't always do. So they may be looking forward to you to see, hey, what do you think? What should I be doing? What form should I be doing? And again, I wanted to talk about this a little bit too, because I also had a contractor to talk to me about it today. He's doing a dock and he was asking me about certain forms that were needed because yes, he does a lot of construction, there's a lot of work, he's got a lot of stuff going on, but he doesn't always do that. And so he wasn't quite sure as to what he needs to have. And he just wanted to be on top of that. So something I always encourage everyone to do, right, is take a look on the building department's website in your area. A lot of times those websites, they actually have a breakdown as to what's needed for different types of projects. They'll actually have something showing, okay, this is needed for, let's say you're doing fence. Let's go back to that, like you're doing a fence or whatever. It'll list a breakdown that you need a permit application. You're going to need a notice of commencement. You're going to need a survey, a copy of the most recent survey, or a copy of a survey that is less than 5 years old or 2 years old. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you in here. But yeah, they may have different things, right? They may have different things. They may be showing you different things that are required right on their website. Now, the way a lot of the websites have it too, right? Hey, Trista, good to see you in here. But yeah, a lot of a way that a lot of the websites have it, right? For the building departments, they'll list, like, let's say different projects. Hey, Miss Addie, good to see you in here. Oh, no. I noticed that your name was Monique. I noticed that your name was Monique. Yeah. But yeah, good to see you in here. I noticed that. But yeah, so the building departments, they will have it listed out. What they'll do a lot of cases, right? They'll actually show like a house. They'll have a home. They'll have kind of like a layout for a property. They'll show a home. They'll have the yard. They'll have the fence around the yard. They'll have the driveway for the yard. They'll have the back patio set up. They may have a pool in the backyard. They may have a deck. They may have all of these different things for this one property. This is their example to you. And what they'll do is if you highlight on each area, it'll show you what's required to do this thing. So let's say there's a your contractor, your client is asking you, okay, I'm gonna do a driveway, and let's say he's not even 100% sure. He's like, I'm gonna do this patio. What do I need for a patio? And then let's say you're not 100% sure. Well, even by looking at the display that they have on the website, you can say, oh, is this something that you're going to have done in the back of the home, or is this something that's going to be in the front of the home? There's different requirements, right? And so you'll be able to see that. Oh, please excuse that. Please excuse that. Someone's racing down the street. So, but yeah, so you'd be able to see that, right? It shows you, it gives you a breakdown as to what's needed for each of those individual areas of the property. It'll show you for the roof. It'll also show you, hey, look at the roof. This is what you're going to need if you're doing a roofing project. You're going to need a permit application. You're going to need a notice of commencement. You're going to need product approvals. You're going to need maybe a wind load chart if you're doing windows, different things of that nature. So some of the information that you're looking for, you can find it right on the website for your local building department. And that goes for the county as well as the individual cities. There is a breakdown in a lot of cases for each of those different type of projects that you're looking to do. Again, I wanted to address that too, because the other thing is people will say to me, right, how can I negotiate my fees if I don't even know like what's needed in this project? Take a look at that list as to what's needed for that project, because you should always be asking, if you have a potential client, you want to ask them what type of projects it is that you're doing. What is it that you're doing? What type of work do you do, right? You want to ask those questions. So even with that way, you can take a look even before you have a deeper conversation with them or you meet up with them or meet up with her, right? You want to take a look on your website, on the local building department's website, and you want to see, okay, this potential client is telling me that they are a roofing contractor. So let me take a look and see what are the guidelines for the roofing contractors, what's needed mostly for their projects. Now, sure, in a lot of cases, a lot of the contractors, they will know themselves. They will know that, hey, I'm going to need this permit application because they've done it, right? They may have done this before, but it comes down to, okay, I just don't have the time to do it. I need someone else to kind of handle those things. But they may have a really good understanding as to what's needed. But you should also as well know what's needed, because you want to make sure that, hey, you're that second eye almost for your client as well, right? You want to make sure that, hey, you're taking a look to say, okay, this is incomplete. Hey, where's your notice of commencement? Hey, where's the second page of the permit application? You want to be able to look at that and say, hey, there's something missing. Now, you may not catch every time or all of these things, but I'm telling you, it does happen. And that's even with the client who does know what's needed for a permit submission. He still may or she still may forget something. There's something that they're missing. Hey, and what you can do is go right back to your local building department's website, right? Go right back. Check it out. What forms are needed? It's usually under the forms section, or they actually will have like a display of a home, right? You can look under requirements. It's either under forms or it's under permit requirements. And they'll have a breakdown as to what each and every one of those projects or each and every one of those types of projects need for permit submission. Now, of course, some projects are a little bit different, and there may be some other things that are needed, but for the most part, that breakdown, it'll give you even like a worst case scenario. Like it'll say you need, like, let's go just with the simple notice of commencement. It'll say you need a permit application and you need a notice of commencement if this project exceeds $2,500 in value. It'll tell you if. It'll give you that information. So now you have that information to better equip you as you are, meeting with different potential clients, as you're talking to even some of your clients that you do actually acquire, you'll have that information. And so you also look even more knowledgeable, right? You'll be able to, hey, present yourself and present the information in a way that they'll have confidence inside of what you're saying. Hey, Judith, good to see you in here, right? So you'll actually be able to have that information. And it's something that's simple and it's free. It's free. It's right there for you to see. Again, a lot of contractors, they know this information or they know about this information, right? But you also, as a permit expediter, as a permit runner, as the courier, it is good to have that information because, again, not just that, oh, I know. No. This is also by you showing like your expertise in something, you can also ask for a certain amount of money. This is how you establish that, right? Do a little bit of homework, find out, hey, what's necessary for these type of projects. If let's say today, because I always tell you all, hey, reach out to different contractors, even on Facebook, reach out to them, right? But if let's say today you said, oh, I'm going to reach out to 5 different roofing contractors. That's what I'm going to do today. Well, take a look and see exactly in your area what's required for those projects. So even when you speak to them, you may have never done it before, but when you speak to them, you at least know, you have an understanding, okay, you're going to need a permit application. You're going to need to have, a copy of the survey or some type of floor plan. You're going to know that stuff. You're going to have that information. You'll be able to relay it. And again, just when you're talking to them, Let's say you have a potential client and you guys are, having a good conversation, and they say, hey, okay, so I'm going to give you my project. I'm going to give you a project and check you out and see what happens. What do you need from me? Even with that, you'll be able to say, okay, well, up front, I need, this, and this. I'll need a permit application. I'll need your notice of commencement. I'll need your product approvals. This is what I'll need in order to get this project pushed through to the building department. You'll have that information. Again, right online for free, right on the building department's website. You will be able to see all of that information there, right? It's all there. And again, even to where a lot of the building departments, I'm noticing, they'll have like a home. They'll show like their example is a home, and they'll have it all laid out that, okay, this is the roof. Press on this tab and it'll show you what's needed. This is the fence. Press on this tab and it'll show you what's needed. It'll actually give you a PDF, like it'll give you a drop down PDF as to what's required. And it also will have some of the documents attached that you need. Like if you hit on the fence permit, the PDF that will populate for it will have a copy of the permit application. It may have a copy of the notice of commencement. It may have different, like the windows, the window charts. These things may actually be right there attached to it. So definitely make yourself familiar with the local building department. Get familiar with it. Take advantage of the resources that are there for you for free. Take advantage of those resources, right? Get that knowledge. And that's also something you'll be able to talk about with potential clients, to your clients, all that good stuff, right? And you'll sound like you know what you're talking about too, because you do know what you're talking about, because you took the time out to see what is required for this project in this area. And that's the other thing, because some areas require different things for even the same type of project. But you'll know that if you take some time, check out your local building department. Again, it's free list, and you'll be able to see, okay, these are the different things needed for this type of project in this area. You'll also be able to even see what type of contractor may be required to do these type of projects. Like there's different listings that they have for you right there on the website, on the building department's website. And as simple as, because for the most part, most cities have their own building department, but you can always do a search by your county name. Palm Beach County Building Department, permit requirements. It'll populate so that you'll see the different things that you can get a permit for, that you can have a permit for, and it'll show you basically a breakdown as to what's needed, right? Miss Addie, you said on the website in Maryland, it has it in a form format. Exactly. It's right there. So it gives you all the information you need, especially when you're talking to a potential client. I still do it sometimes if it's something that I don't normally do. Like if it's a type of permit that I do not do a lot of, I will go right back to the building department, check out that website, let me see what's required for this project. So that way I can make sure, even on my own end, I know what needs to be in this package when I get it from my client. That I know, okay, that this is a complete package. This will be okay. This will work. I can submit this. It'll be okay, right? You want to make sure that you at least have some understanding of that. Some permits are extremely simple. You may not need much of anything for them, right? But you want to know that. That's still information that you do want to know. Again, it is right online. The cities have their own building departments in most cases, and then your county has a building department. So you can do a search by your county, you can do a search by the cities, your city that you're in, the local cities around you, because again, depending on your area, it may change as you step outside of your area a little bit, right? It may change, the requirements may change just a little bit. I can say, at least in my area, the requirements for Broward County permitting, it's different than what's required in Miami-Dade County. There's a difference. Sure, there's a lot of things that are very similar in what's needed, but there are some things that are just different that's needed. Same thing as you go up to Palm Beach County, because I'm in this South Florida area. You go up to Palm Beach County, hey, there may be some differences in what they require versus what Miami-Dade requires. Now, it's not that super far from each other, but there's some differences. So it's definitely something you want to take advantage of and look into as you are on your journey to acquire new clients, or even if you have clients and they have questions about different projects. It is something you want to get really, really familiar with so that, yes, when you're speaking, you have confidence inside of what you're saying because you've done that research. You have an understanding of what's needed. You've looked into it, right? And again, even when you're sending out your information or messaging different clients, potential clients, hey, at least if you have done some due diligence, I'm not telling you in every instance you're going to know everything that's required for all the projects. I'm not telling you that at all. But it is nice to have a understanding as to what is needed as it pertains to running permits. Some of the forms, just some of the basic forms, it's a good thing to know what is needed. So now, I want to come back to this really quick. I wanted to just drop this quick video. But again, I want to thank each and every one of you who have signed up for the Permit Runner Bootcamp. That is this, we have 2 weeks, right? May 13th is a Saturday, May 13th. I want to let you know that I appreciate it. I will be sending out some information to you. You'll be getting emails pretty soon from me. So be on the lookout, okay? And I am going to be following up with you all as we get really close to May 13th and we get ready for that boot camp, okay? Again, thank you all so much for tuning into this video. I just wanted to make a quick video, get that information out there to you. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. I ask that if you have any questions, you have any comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the chat. I look forward to getting back to you. So definitely leave them in the chat, leave them in the comments section, and I will try my best to get back to each and every one of you. Again, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I ask that you all have a wonderful rest of your evening.